written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a red flag.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Wow. Wow, man. It's good to be a guest on the McKee event today. I am guest co-hosting today. Jason Swain, Ben McKee here. Ben and Brad holding it down for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Just heard some great things. Ben, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Swain. Good to have you back.
Man.
On the Swain event.
I saw the tweets.
Well, I'm sure there were a couple of people who woke up this morning and thought to themselves, oh, finally, it's not Ben. Swain's back. Let me tune back in.
Or some people were like, oh, man, I was getting used to the McKee event. We keep that thing going.
I got lucky and had a lot to talk about with the SEC tournament and what transpired in Nashville with Omar Payne and the Tennessee-Alabama game, the Uroš Plavšič storyline.
Best teammate in college basketball. It's good that more and more people are starting to pick that up and realize that.
I know, right? Devontae Gaines missing 2 free throws, unfortunately, despite a great defensive play. And then 3 football players suspended, as we talked about Friday morning, although we did not know names at the time. Tennessee has a tournament draw now. The Lady Vols have a tournament draw. Had Coach Vitello on yesterday with a conference play set to begin this weekend. So I was glad that you left this particular weekend in March rather than in the middle of June.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
So I appreciate you looking out for me.
Oh yeah, man. Took the family on a trip, man. Spring break. Everybody understands how difficult this entire year has been for grown-ups, but just imagine for kids not being able to have a regular childhood. So we were able to kind of get away and take a trip. So that's what we did the first couple days of spring break. And we back now. We back like we never left. And glad to be back with you this morning. And there's a lot going on, Ben, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on. We discussed it on Friday about what was coming. Tennessee football players got themselves in a little bit of some trouble. I didn't think it was anything that deserved dismissal, but indefinite suspension. That's what happened. Not very smart. Not very smart by these gentlemen. Actually, it's pretty dumb, to be honest. My reaction when someone texted me about it, I just said dummies. And it's just really no other way to say it. And, you're young. We get that. But it just really wasn't smart. It wasn't well thought out at all. But Heupel's first test. And that was the right move to suspend those guys indefinitely. Tennessee basketball, you may not feel this way, Ben. I feel better this week about the NCAA tournament than I did last week.
I feel the exact same way, and that is the feeling that I have expressed the last 2 days. I even though they came up short in Nashville, I thought they played good basketball in Nashville, as weird as that sounds. I mean, you were 2 missed free throws away from beating the best team in the SEC and a team that was vying for a 1 seed. Yeah. I am more intrigued and have more stock in this basketball team after this past weekend than I did going into the weekend.
Yeah, man. I mean, not having John Fulkerson and you run out of gas there in the second half. Alabama was a good basketball team. You give them credit. They made adjustments. Their SEC Player of the Year, play like it. Mm-hmm. And when you're playing a good team, there's a few plays in the game that determine the game. And we didn't take good shots when it mattered most late. Pons had a big time 3, but about 4 minutes left. Quick 3, barely hit the front of the rim. That was a tough shot right there.
Shot it with confidence.
He shot with confidence, but it just he could have got a better shot during that possession. Game against a team like Alabama, 3 so much. I think I've ever been in that situation. Maybe you felt that in high school. It's either you strike out and lose, or you.
That I don't remember off the top of my head, which if I don't remember something off the top of my head, obviously I never did something at that moment and came up short personally. I mean, that's not even on play. And what really stinks, and we continue to somehow, some way have an answer for it.
There's no answer, yeah.
Rick Barnes found his job was done and substituted for sending Devontae Gaines to the free throw line against Alabama with 40 seconds left. So it stinks the free throw line, which is not what he was put in the game.
In the future, and the game of basketball today, his toughness is there, his effort is there. It's hard to be an offensive liability.
So he had nervousness is the right word, or you could just tell the doubt that he has in his shot. He doesn't provide you anything on offense right now, and that is why the offensive end that they can't find a spot to put him in the game.
Ways to minimize weaknesses. I mean, maybe as a football player, sometimes if you play and let you go to work, there's carries out there for you. We've seen quarterbacks that can't have an offensive game and to really be out there and counted on defensively, and they'll keep going back to it and going back to it and going back to it until you stop it.
I don't understand how that basketball play helping. I don't understand how on defense is Tennessee struggles to keep that Tennessee does have, but even when they are keeping their man in front of them, like of that Alabama game, John Petty really didn't hurt Tennessee. It was Herb Jones and down Herb Jones that Quinterly was the beneficiary instantly for 40 minutes, hurt Tennessee, and then Herb Jones had a big second half. There's good on-ball defense. It's the over-helping and over-switching that will still get them in block of the paint, not in the paint, on the other side, and you leave Jaden Shackelford, when it's coached from a young age, is not to make a full-court pass, but when you get to the college level, you're more capable of making that pass, and it's killed Tennessee at times where they've made the full-court pass or swing to the opposite corner, and that wide open helping with whoever is in the corner, kind of helping to the opposite side of the paint, and nobody really came and hey, you bump out there, I got him, but they just weren't able to get that done. So
yeah, I'm looking at the bracket right now, man. Tennessee or else, put themselves in a position to play against a team in the first round that is one of the hot two. So I do you're wrong, but playing your best at the right time. And Tennessee, even lose their chances in the tournament, then
even hotter on Tuesday once spring practice starts. Another thing that we have without John Fulkerson, but once the game started, received a couple of bad foul calls against him, and he was in foul Iago, and you nearly beat Alabama.
Electrical, be right back.
Hotline at 865-200-5500.
Smartphones being such an integral part of it, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you. They have a 5-star rating. Drop a call at 865-888-9740.
Rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want a favorite team tumbler? To check out everything that Game Time sidekicks
forming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chad, the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. Matters and Social Security and disability filings.
Like us on Facebook.
A lot of good stuff. Both basketball programs with some momentum going into the tournament. Been to enough football games to see how the crowd and the players, kind of the fans, we've seen how momentum, even with stadiums not being as. And I think for Tim Fulkerson's status, I don't see how he.
A better chance, not a great chance of him playing on Sunday last night of practicing there in Indianapolis, and he was running on a treadmill, but
loud noise and those bright lights.
So that's what everybody wants to hear your thoughts on the most, Wayne, is what you thought forward and be suspended.
Dude, I had to check myself. I had to really check myself because walking gingerly.
Yes.
Somebody hit him. Something happened.
Yeah. Karma.
You didn't see their player just take out John Fulkerson?
She said.
And if you let people, and it's not to say, always be the hand. You got to be the aggressor. Was the hammer. And John Fulkerson, but, he didn't deserve that. May have not been intentional to hit him in the face, but the first hit was definitely intentional because right in the chest.
And he wound up.
But if you want to make a case which one was more limp and fall that way, I'm telling 6 professional kids and deep down, I was like, wait a minute, I can't even try to fight no. Thought about being a teammate in that moment. I thought about
The first one off the bench.
Man, they would have came off that bench. We had to have a meeting. And it took big conference room. Me being one of the representatives for my class and sitting in that room with Coach Former, see eye to eye, let's prevent some of these things from happening. Hey, what, share your side of it. Why? Because we were ugly. It was ugly in Tennessee. Remember, I'm a lover. So I never found myself at the, when you see one of your teammates, a sucker punch dirty hit, I don't see how it wasn't. But he can't do that because
it's one of those weird situations to where tournament and probably not playing in the NCAA tournament, which, like you just said, is hurting your team.
It's hurting your team, man. Style of WW, whatever style, and he ain't ready to do nothing.
And the next day to miss those free throws.
That's the old me, man. That's the old me. He is.
In terms of me getting in Omar Payne's face and Keon or Jaden potentially almost did, because they were similar situation. We were at the T-Rec. I was with my roommates. My absolutes who do not know, T-Rec is the rec center on UT's campus where the gym and basketball courts are, and decides to just full on launch an it completely knocked the breath out of him. Of Folkies, it made me mad. I was livid. I mean, we're playing me because he's going up to a rebound and you're not. And to my roommate's ribs. And I was in the Tennessee-Florida situation. I saw Santiago yapping. I saw Keon and Jaden in my living room when it happened.
I'm surprised no one tried to meet him after the game, because
that would have been nice.
I lived in Hammond, Indiana, and it's right. It's giving them the business, Ben. I'm a young dude showing up everybody at the playground. Somebody do that to my nephew. I'll be back. Man, playground. And I didn't know what was going on. Did he just want to go to the trunk move? It brings out the worst in folks, but I don't know if I'm glad or not that no one did anything. I kind of wish we had Bruce Pearl's team.
Double-edged sword of you want to dude was defending Folky. Teammates yapping at Florida was defending Folky. Can't afford to get suspended this time of year, so it was kind of Eve would have been suspended for the rest of this year, and then G League.
Yeah, easy 10-year show calls, but
race, I believe in forgiveness, just like John should miss as well.
Yeah, you can. Number one, 865-255-03 is our